Alright guys, how you doing? It's Rabea and I am here with Matt Knight from Boss, and he's very kindly come down to show me some brand new Boss gear. I'm gonna say the whole the situation at the minute with this pandemic, we're supposed to be far apart and all that, but it's a small room. We're doing our best. So yeah, what's going on, Matt?
So what I brought down was the new GT-1000 core.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you demoed the GT-1000 before and people have already seen it. So what we've decided to do was take everything that the GT-1000 could offer someone, all the the feel and dynamics, all of the processing, but put it in a much smaller box.
And am I right in thinking this is a 500 series sized, so if you use a DD500 you'll know this is the same sort of size, right?
Yes, that's right.
Same casing.
And the key thing with this is we've not left nothing behind from the GT-1000, so everything that's in the GT-1000 is in the GT-1000 core.
Right.
All the amp models, all the effects, you can have up to 24 amp effects on at once, seamless carryover between patches, all of that. But the idea now in this size is that we can run it in a variety of different ways easier. So the idea behind this is we've got the way we're running it now, which is guitar straight into an interface. We can run it stereo in, stereo out in a pedal board, turn all the amp modelling off and just use it as a stomp box. We can run 4 cable method. We've actually got 2 effects loops there, so you could run 7 cable method and 2 effects loops, which is what you do as well.
If you've got that many cables.
Yeah, if you've got that many cables. And we've still got the insert loops on the back, so you can still run other pedals in. MIDI, which is over the mini jacks now to save space, and you can still have an extra 2-button foot switch and everything. So all that you could really want, but in a tiny box.
And I can see on the side here, I'll show you some close-ups, but we've also got expression pedal / control out, so you can use some of the Boss expression or control tap buttons and stuff to control this as well.
And you can set all that up, and obviously you can go straight into headphones on the back as well. The only thing you're missing from the back compared to the big one is the sub outs, the XLR outs.
Right, okay.
But you can still just go jack out on here. And we've left the manual mode in, so if you click both of those together, you get a nice kind of pedal board screen, and then you can set each button up to do a different control or multiple control features as well. But what I've really wanted you to demo was basically guitar into interface and then all of the amp sounds that are in there, just so you can kind of get a feel of all the dynamics and the feel of an actual amp model in here. Because
this AIRD is meant to be, that's the kind of updated COSM technology kind of vibe. Not updated COSM specific like that literally, but it's the same thing. It's meant to be more about the feel, isn't it?
Yeah, so where a lot of amp modelers are preamp, power amp and cab, and you can it's almost like an equation, you're piecing bits together. The amp block in here is basically all of that in one.
Right.
So it's modelling, all the interaction that you would normally get between a preamp and a power amp and a power amp and a speaker and back again. So the big feedback that we always get on this is just the actual feel under the fingers is much more natural. Doesn't feel as artificial. And what I wanted to do is I've created a couple of presets that basically just highlight an amp sound, tiny bit of reverb, and then and then we've got a little channel switch, and then we can start building a patch from that. So it still does all the crazy stuff, and we've got shimmer reverbs and Terra Echo, loads of the effects from the 500 series in here. So
nice.
Why don't we just go through a couple of the amp sounds? You've got guitar, and then we can sort of
get a bit more experimental. All right.
Cool. Yeah. So we'll just start off with basically we've got the natural amp here.
Natural amp. So what kind of amp is this?
The natural is designed to be almost like a very, very flat.
Flat. Okay.
Kind of just a really flat amplifier, not too much character.
Cool.
But you can really it allows the kind of guitar sound to come through a little bit more.
Okay.
I
cool.
would say.
Here we go.
And then we can go to the second channel, so we can.
So it gives you just a little. So there's a clean and a crunch, basically.
Yeah, it's the same amp. You see, we've got a bunch of different dividers. What we've done on this preset is I've just set the same amp, but with 2 different gain levels.
Okay.
And then when we hit the patch here, it's just going between the 2 dividers. nice and responsive to your actual playing in terms of volume, in terms of how how you pick the guitar, how you attack the guitar as well.
It feels really, I was going to say natural.
So let's try a couple of the other ones. So X Crunch, this is a unique model to us, but it uses the MDP technology. Basically splits your signal into a multitude of different layers and applies a different amount of effect depending on how you hit the strings or how you pick. Volume, attack, all of that, because you'll know if you're dialing in a heavy sound, if you get it to really chug down low, it sounds great, and then as soon as you move up the high end, it sort of fizzles out a little bit. This is far more responsive physically to how you play, because it's actually measuring the input and then altering
right
sound.
Okay, so I already like this sound.
And we can use that as a jumping off point. So, that's basically just amp, bit of EQ, and then we can kind of...
chunk it up from there.
Yeah, so we can add a bunch more reverb if you want.
Oh, that's great.
Well, let's try a couple of the different amp sounds. So it's
Brit
obviously
stack.
a little bit more of a classic amp, I guess you.
Definitely the wrong guitar for this sort of sound. But...
So we're obviously going into a bit more of the sort of cleaner pushed territory.
Yep. It feels really good.
Yeah, I think that's honestly the biggest feedback we get is that feeling under the fingers is way more responsive, and that's where you want to start. If you're using this straight into a PA or an interface, that's really where you want to start.
Yeah, definitely.
Your effect, great effects in there, and obviously running it in a signal change with a bunch of others, it's great. But if you're using it as an amp modeler and then you're maybe adding in a couple of extra stomp boxes, you want the amp sounds to be responsive. Rather than just like 500 amps that all sound slightly different.
Yeah, for sure. But the thing is that's nice is that they feel it's not the same feel for each amp model.
Yeah.
It
It's almost like the sag and the bias plays a big part. You can edit that in here as well. So obviously you can go super in depth if you want. It's easy to kind of just sort of scroll around, but yeah, you can kind of really deep dive. We go a bit more high gain.
Oh, there's a second channel.
More? you start to roll back the volume, you'll notice that you can kind of play dynamically with that as well, which is quite nice.
Definitely the word. Yeah.
Boutique. So these are some of our sort of, again, these are our unique models. So we did 6, Boutique, Supreme, Maximum, and we've also got Juggernaut.
Nice.
Which I named. I thought that was quite a cool one.
Nice.
Yeah, and like I say, the feeling for each one does feel unique.
Yeah, they do. Like each time you've changed the amp up, it's a different feel, and you lean towards some that more your kind of bag than others. You know what I mean?
And then and again, this is another one of the X series, so uses that sort of MDP technology. The thing I like about these ones is you get more of the string attack through as well, so you get all the gain, but you can almost feel the guitar like on a bed underneath. You haven't sort of lost it in a wash of gain. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I was expecting when you said X modded, I was like, this is gonna be high gain. That's why I went straight for the. Yeah, that one's great. I like that one.
So yeah, I mean, and that's your sort of your starting point really, and then obviously you can go in, you can add all the effects, alter however you want, save it, and like I said, we've made it super flexible, just like the full-sized unit, but just condensed everything down into a much smaller box. So it integrates much nicer with someone who wants to have stomp boxes. But then also have some multi-effects power on the pedal board as well.
So what we'll probably do now in this video is we've got this currently rigged up going straight into the interface. So then you'll probably hear a bunch of sort of presets that Matt's dialed in, some of the ones that come straight in with the GT-1000 core. And then we're also going to bang it in the effects loop of the Soldano SLO 100 and just try it as you would say, like you said, integrating into your pedal board. So in the effects loop of the amp, and just hear what the effects sound like alongside your preferred amp tone.
Yeah.
Heavenly. I'm waiting for the little sample. Wow. Yeah. It's a Wes Boland. So now we're going to try the GT-1000 core into the loop of the SLO 100, and everything that you hear amp-wise is the Soldano, and any effect you hear is coming from the GT-1000 core. So we're going to try out a bunch of sounds now. Well, there you go. There is a look at the brand new Boss GT-1000 core. Matt, thank you so much for coming down.
No problem.
And risking your immunity to show me this awesome piece of kit.
Yeah, it'll be worth. I guess it'll be worth shielding now for a couple of weeks.
That's it now. let's let's I'll put links in the description box below for GT-1000 core, and yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. But until next time, I've been Rabea, he's been Matt, and I will see you very, very soon.